I would like to call upon Mr. Sandeep Singh Kaura, Joint Managing Director, Atanpara. Please share his views.
Honorable Minister, Shri Madan Mohan Mittal, Dr. Jora Sen, the distinguished panelists, and ladies and gentlemen. I think my speakers, panelists have already spoken more about skill development. I'll give you a different dimension. Honorable Minister is here. If you look at our population, we have close to about 1.26 billion people. And we say 50% are young, youth. If I say 600 million, that means they are youth between the age up to 25 years. 400 million students, they go to schools. And I'm giving a very different dimension of the skills. 400 who goes to school, the majority, India is really facing one problem is the dropout. 88% is the dropout. So very minuscule number goes to higher education. So that means we are facing three categories for the skill. One is who have not gone to schools, illiterate, sitting idle. The second who enter schools but could not pursue the study, they are dropouts. And third one is who are lucky enough to enter into higher education, that means college. They are our third target. So my co-speakers have already spoken about the third category of college graduates. I'll come back to this category. The first is illiterate, who have not done any study, sitting idle. They may have some kind of professions, inherited professions. That is one, they already have skills, but they need to be certified, trained. So that is one focus which government is also doing and many other organizations are doing. The major focus is on the dropouts. Those who have entered the schools and not doing the study. 10th pass out, plus 2, 8th pass out. And that is the major concern. How should we tackle the problem as far as dropouts are concerned? I remember we had number of conferences. I have attended number of conferences. I was a part of the Kapil Sibal team also. So much has been discussed. So I remember when in 2010 we thought, why not to bring some kind of a model? We have discussed many times, how should we bridge the gap? We went to the industry. We said, you tell us, we are the decision maker, we are ready to do whatever you say. You tell us how should we do it. Let's put a concrete plan on table and let's start it. They said, whatever you are doing it, that is available. The top of the pyramid, graduates are available. We are not getting the bottom. Bottom is really vacuum. There is a vacuum at the bottom level. So do something for the bottom. On the other side, this is industry feeling. On the other side, we are facing a severe challenge of bottom level people. That means plus 2 dropout, 10 dropout. They are available in plenty. So industry is looking for them and they are available. How should we bridge the gap? Right now, academia, like I belong to a group, we are a large educational group catering to a higher education. We can be the, kind of a bridge between educated and the industry. But what about those who are dropout? Who is going to bridge the gap? Who is going to take those plus 2 students to industry? So that is one concern. I think government is now focusing a lot. Honorable Minister is focusing a lot that what should we do? Our Chief Minister, Honorable Chief Minister always speak about that what can you do for plus 2, 10th. Minister Saab also always spoke about those students. I remember there was Infosys laying, their foundation laying ceremony. So Infosys chairman was there. I was also luckily part of that meet. And Chief Minister said, what Infosys can do for 10th and plus 2 students? But that is the major concern as of now. That is because no one is there to take care of them. Educated, we are there. So we brought a model. I mean, I would suggest this since all stakeholders are sitting here, government is here, the academia is here, and the industry is here. Let's formulate a model, and we'll request the company also, the Bridging Gap, also to have a thought on this model also. That how can we talk about 10th plus 2 and ITI diploma holders, so that they are the much concerned. So that is one category. Coming back to educated one, those who are being churned out or produced by the higher educational institutions. Again, the study is very clearly showing there is a gap, that we are not able to make them employable. That is one. Second is the productivity. So that challenge is again there, but what is the solution? If I request the industry, the honorable panelists are here, we have senior person from the industry. If I request them, they can come maybe for a day, maybe for 2 days. We can run some program maybe with one company, but how can we do it at a large level? Infosys has started its own program, Wipro has its own program, IBM has its own program. They all are doing the programs, but no unified approach. How can we take them collectively under a model and do something for our young graduates? So that's the concern. So we have done some kind of initiative on our level. That was Skill Development Center, wherein we requested industry to come forward and be a partner to the initiative. Don't just talk. We are ready to invest, you also invest, and let's together do something for the students, for the graduates. Simply by talking or by suggesting, I can suggest n number of things to industry can suggest n number of things to academia. But who is going to bridge the gap? So we set up a skill development center, which is unique. Automotive was our first focus, because automotive sector is really facing a crunch at bottom level. So we said, you come forward, let's go to villages, let's find out students, and let's train them. We found a major challenge, even reaching out to +2 students, dropouts. I think Mr. Saab can agree with it. Very difficult to even reach out to +2 students by even giving an ad. So only model was to go to the village, talk to the students, and then bring them to the model. So industry is with us, and we were able to take care of their bottom level requirement, and they are ready to support with engineers and everything. They said, we will like to support you for engineering students. So what is more important? If you today see Volkswagen is producing a car which is costing about 2 crore, a Bentley car is there. A mechanical engineer does not know how to open a engine, right? How to fit that part, take care of that area. So company has come forward to invest in the technology so that students can have hands-on experience. So that model, we have tried to bring industry, academia, and government together at one level, and that's, I would see, the only solution until and unless we together join hand, and company like Bridging Skill, they can act as a catalyst. That's the model we will have to bring forward if we really talking about skill. Skill for illiterate, skill for dropout, skill for graduates. That's our concern, because we are not only here to discuss about graduates. We are here to discuss about everyone. And let's bring a model and let's do something for it. That's my suggestion and my request of all of you to put forward your questions also. And I appreciate the effort made by Bridging Gap and look forward to a greater association. Thank you very much.